Welcome back to ZBCN Today, and today we're diving into an update that feels less like routine crypto news and more like watching an entire ecosystem shed its old identity and transform into a completely new financial engine. Over the last few months, Zebec Network has gone through a restructuring so deep and so fundamental that calling it an upgrade doesn't come close. This is a full metamorphosis. The introduction of the Gen-2 ZBCN token, the redesigned tokenomics model, and the expansion of Zebec's infrastructure into a multi-layered financial stack that covers real-time payments, DeFi rails, enterprise-grade custody, and fully compliant settlement systems marks a turning point for the protocol. And the market is noticing. Bloomberg, one of the biggest names in global finance, added ZBCN to the Bloomberg Galaxy DeFi Index, an index that tracks roughly $15 billion in institutional-grade assets. Only 23 assets in the entire DeFi landscape made the cut, and ZBCN is now sitting shoulder to shoulder with some of the biggest players in the sector. This level of recognition isn't just a badge of honor. It's the kind of validation that invites serious institutional attention and unlocks access to index-linked investment products across global markets. Everything shared in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. But what truly shifts the narrative around Zebec is the involvement of Deutsche Bank. Not directly, but through their investment in AllUnity, the issuer of a euro-backed stablecoin supported not only by Deutsche Bank, but also by BlackRock and State Street. These three institutions collectively manage more capital than most countries, and AllUnity's decision to choose Zebec's Nautilus chain as the exclusive payments and payroll settlement network for Europe is a monumental step. Every euro processed through this system moves in real time across Zebec's chain, and every transaction fee cycles directly into buying and burning ZBCN tokens. This creates a self-sustaining institutional flywheel where real-world banking activity, backed by a Tier 1 European bank, directly reinforces the value structure of a crypto asset. To put it plainly, ZBCN is no longer just another DeFi token. It is positioning itself as the backbone of Europe's on-chain payroll framework. And the fact that Deutsche Bank is part of the validation layer changes the entire trajectory of the project. And the momentum doesn't stop there. Another major development came with the announcement that Dash, one of the longest-standing cryptocurrencies with a strong track record in privacy and instant payments, is officially integrating with Zebec's Silver and Carbon cards as the 19th supported blockchain. This is a strategic partnership designed to make real-time crypto spending effortless. Starting December 1st, users can load and utilize Dash instantly through its Instant Send technology, and an official Dash-branded debit card is expected to roll out shortly after. Meanwhile, Dash has been making moves of its own. Analysts at CryptoWinkle highlighted that Dash surged over 10% in 24 hours due to multiple catalysts, including cross-chain expansion through platforms like MayaDex, increased attention on privacy-focused assets, and renewed excitement from the HTX listing. Strong technical rebounds from demand zones and over $14 million in high-volume spot purchases further strengthen the upside. With masternode staking maintaining a decade-long record with no slashing penalties, confidence around Dash's fundamentals is rising, and its integration into Zebec's payment rails broadens the utility of both ecosystems. Now, let's address the rumor that has the entire ZBCN community buzzing. Something significant involving Coinbase is reportedly scheduled for December 17th. Insider claims suggest that Coinbase has been accumulating ZBCN and that a major event, potentially even a listing, could unfold on that date. While this is not confirmed, the rising on-chain activity and fresh wallet behavior indicate that something larger than usual is happening behind the scenes. Even if the listing doesn't materialize, the speculation alone adds momentum and draws attention from traders looking for altcoins with strong fundamentals and credible institutional connections. Another enormous speculation point, and one that could honestly trigger one of the biggest real-world crypto onboarding shocks ever, is the potential Walmart and Zebec Network integration highlighted by Captain Zach. Imagine one of the world's largest retail giants with millions of employees and one of the biggest supply chain footprints on Earth, shifting its payroll or settlement infrastructure to real-time on-chain rails powered by Zebec. We're talking instant payroll for workers, automatic tax routing, stablecoin-based reward programs for customers, and global settlement channels for suppliers, all running through Zebec's multi-chain architecture. Zero Hash and Zebec have already confirmed critical foundational partnerships that align with such a scenario, meaning the infrastructure is not fantasy. It exists. Nothing is confirmed officially, but the possibility alone represents one of the most significant potential catalysts on the horizon for the entire crypto industry. Looking at market conditions, ZBCN is currently trading around $0.0031 with a daily trading volume of nearly $15 million and sits at rank 137 with a market cap of roughly $300 million. The token has been down around 3.6% in the last 24 hours and about 15% over the previous month. The reason is straightforward. On November 9th, Zebec unlocked around 1.04 billion tokens as part of scheduled vesting, representing roughly $3.3 million in newly circulating supply. Token unlocks almost always create temporary selling pressure unless demand immediately compensates, which doesn't appear to have happened yet. Technically, the token was rejected at the 55 EMA around $0.0038, which is a mid-channel resistance level within a descending price channel. The MACD shows a bullish crossover, but with weak momentum as the histogram remains shallow. RSI is neutral at 51, indicating neither oversold nor overbought conditions. Key support sits at $0.0028, a critical base for the descending triangle structure, and a break below that could open the door to a 20% downside. On the flip side, a daily close above $0.0038 would invalidate the current bearish structure and signal the start of a potential trend reversal. But to understand where ZBCN stands, you need to zoom out. Bitcoin recently broke out decisively, jumping more than 4% and reclaiming the $91,000 level. This surge snapped Bitcoin's month-long downtrend and came right as the market priced in an 85% likelihood of a Federal Reserve rate cut in December. Major financial institutions agree. JP Morgan expects a cut, Goldman Sachs supports the prediction, and even Fed Governor Chris Waller publicly stated he would vote for a reduction. Weak labor data has outweighed inflation concerns, pushing risk-on sentiment across global markets. Meanwhile, Bitcoin ETFs saw renewed inflows, $21 million across the board, with BlackRock's IBIT alone driving nearly $43 million. When Bitcoin begins to recover on strong institutional inflows, altcoins with real-world utility and institutional connections, exactly the category ZBCN now sits in, often experience the strongest and fastest upside recoveries. So where does this leave Zebec? It's becoming clearer that the infrastructure is expanding in the right direction. Institutional validation is happening not in theory but in practice through actual integrations, index recognition, and real-world payment settlement use cases. Dash adds an entirely new dimension of users. Coinbase may be preparing something big. Walmart's speculation hints at transformative long-term adoption. And Bitcoin's macro revival provides the ideal environment for tokens like ZBCN to accelerate upward once supply shocks settle. In summary, Zebec Network is positioning itself at the intersection of traditional finance, real-world payment infrastructure, and next-generation blockchain utility. The transformation is real, the institutional presence is growing, and the market is slowly starting to recognize what's unfolding. Whether you're watching from the sidelines or participating directly, one thing is certain. The next few weeks are going to reveal just how big this shift truly is. And that wraps up today's breakdown here at ZBCN Today. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps us bringing you more daily updates on Zebec and the entire Web3 ecosystem. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take.